Oh, god damn it, man. I knew that white van didn't have any candy. It didn't even spell candy right. Oh well. This doesn't seem so bad. I'm probably safe in here. That was weird. In keeping with the spirit of the season, we take a look at the spooky side of the gaming world. No, not there! The horror genre has been a part of gaming for a long time, and no series has had a greater impact than the original Resident Evil. However, we won't be looking towards that game for this episode. I mean, we certainly could use either Jill or Chris, as they'd be perfectly viable choices considering their history and legacy, but after MVCI's response of
The cockroaches.
Fuck you! You should be Leon!
we'll go with a different choice.
Resident Evil 4.
Resident Evil 4. A game so famous and beloved, it practically ruined its own franchise by simply casting such a massive shadow over it. And appropriately enough, it originated on Nintendo's own GameCube and is still closely associated with Nintendo to the point where the Wii version is still often considered the best way to play. I don't think I need to go into the legacy RE4 has left. Its impact on the gaming industry is best described as a crater, to the point where the remake of Leon's original adventure takes just as many cues from it as the game is remaking. Oh yeah, Leon, the guy we're here to talk about. Well, as stated before, Leon originated in Resident Evil 2, which also made its way over to Nintendo 64, on Halloween in fact. Spooky Kino. And while we may take a bit of influence from that game, we'll primarily look at the fourth entry. Leon himself is the police officer turned zombie hunter that has become one of the primary protagonists of the series. Compared to previous player characters, Leon is the cool guy. Anime man that shoots the bad guys, says the cool one-liner because he's so cool. He's the epitome of action hero at the time, and well, let's just say there's a reason he's been brought back just as many times as the protagonist of the first game. I'd say he's the most deserving of being in Smash through sheer legacy and prevalence with Nintendo. But I acknowledge there might be more appropriate cases for Jill or Chris. But as cool as this cool guy, look at him throw that knife. Yeah, stick that post, you idiot! Okay. That was something. I gotta find something to defend myself. Oh my god. A weapon! Okay, I can use this to defend myself. Thank god. Okay, yes. Wait a minute. This isn't my hand. Moving on to his moveset. Our basic look would be how he appears in RE4, standing there holding his pistol in a sort of leaning forward position. He wouldn't be terribly fast and would have low airspeed, as his home games are known for their rather stiff controls. I mean, except for 6, but well, we'll ignore that one. So he would be a bit more difficult to move with. He's not super stiff, but he's slower than average. A similar example I could give is Simon and Richter. Our moveset is a combination of knife and gun attacks. You act not like you get out of here. Focusing on mid-range combat and trying to keep the enemy out of your safety zone, similar to how you avoid melee attacks in most of the Resident Evil games. Running down the list, we have Jab, a quick flurry of knife attacks, similar to how he slashes some of the monsters during QuickTime events. A standard jab that's useful for keeping enemies off of you. F-Tilt is the knife again, but this time it's more of a long-range slash, similar to the actual animation he uses in RE4. This would be more used as another keep-away option, but it's also a good combo extender. I assume you'd be able to angle it up and down as well. Down tilt, a slide kick, similar to Joker. Again, he used this in cutscenes as well as RE6, which we are going to take a few influences from due to moveset because that game is an action game that has a bunch of crazy moves, so it works well enough. Up tilt could be just about anything. Probably another knife move, but it could be an uppercut of some sort. There's not too much source for this one. His forward smash will be the spin kick that he does on a downed enemy, similar to Ryu's forward smash. His up smash, however, would be the iconic roundhouse kick he does throughout the game, reaching upwards similar to Captain Falcon in the old Ganondorf up smash. Again, taking reference to Ganon's old up smash, it'll be really safe and really good. Kind of like Snake's up tilt in a way. He uses this move a lot at any opportunity that he can, just like in the actual game. His down smash, could really be anything. Possibly a spin kick, a jumping up attack, or maybe he could fire a revolver straight down, just like Mewtwo's down smash. As for his aerials, well, for just about all of these, we'll just use simple acrobatic kicks and knife attacks. Since the gameplay in RE4, you never really fight in the air, we could take some influence from RE6 as that game has a ton of acrobatic moves. For example, forward air could be the quick shot, a sort of short-range pistol shot that's similar to Isabelle and Villagers, but you know, with more murder. If that was even possible. Other aerials could just default to cool guy anime kicks and stuff. As for his specials, they'll all be pretty similar. His neutral B being gun. You go away. Using his iconic pistol, he'll fire a quick short round, but if you hold the button, you can aim it up and down. A laser light will appear to show where you're going to aim. This pistol wouldn't deal a lot of knockback, somewhere between Joker's pistol and Falco's laser. Side B will be the shotgun. Pretty much the same as the pistol in that you can aim it up and down, however this one is much closer range but much more powerful. His down B again will be similar, but the grenade launcher. It again can be aimed up and down, but it works more like Mega Man's Crash Bomb, sticking to a surface and then blowing it up. I didn't want to go with grenade because we already have two characters that use a similar style in that regard, so this works just as well. His grab will again pummel with his knife, however his throws will be based off the numerous melee throws he does in the game. Leon's apparently a big fan of WWE since he's got a mean suplex for a back throw and a badass choke slam for a down throw, while his forward throw would be the zombie head popping front kick. Seriously, this dude's legs are stronger than bullets. How does he do that? His up throw would probably just be a standard up throw, as I don't think he has any melee moves for that, but it could be based on how he hoists Ashley up, I guess. For his final smash, you can call in backup and hitch a ride on Mike's chopper, and go to town on everyone. Alternatively, he could use a rocket launcher and finish him off in a similar way that he kills the final boss. We could add a monster from one of the Resident Evil games, again, the final boss, or one of the numerous creatures that he fights, although some of them might not be able to appear in a game that's rated E10, as their visual design is, nasty. Taunts. One of them is reloading the broken butterfly. He doesn't even use it, he just reloads it because it's so cool. Look at this. An additional one could be pulling out the hat and adjusting it, like his reload animation for the Chicago typewriter. God damn it, stop being so cool, it hurts! And the final one could probably just be him leaning back and saying some cool one-liner.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
I going to bingo. That's his cool one-liner. He's so cool! As most other DLC characters, Leon will have some sort of special mechanic. In this, it will take the form of limited ammunition for his various weapons. Something that he'll need to keep in mind. However, if he gets a knockout, an item will spawn in front of him that lets him refill. They glow similar to how they glow in RE4. They spawn like King K. Rool's crown, as in right in front or right behind you, immediately after he gets a kill. It's random what he gets, but he's more likely to get something that he's out of and won't get anything that he's already full on. Yeah, it's a bit of RNG, but it's much more manageable than something like Hero. He'll have a good amount of ammo regardless, and dying will refill him, but this forces him to play a bit more careful with his ranged attacks. Harkening back to the way in survival horror games, you want to conserve on ammo when you can. This stage is fairly simple. We've got a couple options. Either it would be a rooftop location of the starting village with various Ganados running around down below you. The chainsaw dude can even show up, though whether or not they're hazards is up for debate. Castlevania shows that isn't always the case. Though an absolute requirement is that the merchant has to show up. He could potentially show up and drop an item for anybody that stops by him, letting out a "thank you" and laughing as he sneaks away. It's funny how such a simple area can be so iconic to the game, though I do admit there's probably a few others that would represent the whole series better. Raccoon City is an obvious example, but if we're going mainly from RE4, well, that's not there anymore. Or maybe one of the laboratory environments in the later game that sort of represents a common theme throughout all the Resident Evil games. They love their evil laboratory.
This is my lab. And this is my laboratory.
Lastly, aesthetics. His defaults, as said before, would be his classic RE4 look, including the jacket, because I like that one better. Different colors could reference Chris, Jill, Claire, Ashley, and maybe even Salazar, with the final art being his police uniform from RE2. Victory animations would more than likely just be striking basic cool guy poses. Maybe one could reference the iconic box art of him standing there being all Leon. Maybe he's protecting Ashley from something bad, or maybe he's just doing a cool night. As for spirits, we'll include a wide variety, some from RE4 and some from the other RE games. Zombies. We'll pick zombies over Ganado because they're more of a series representative. A bunch of slow-moving Ganons with low HP but respawn rather frequently. Your HP also isn't very high, either on Castlevania or the RE stage. Merchant. A Sheik that starts off with a Super Scoper, other guns spawn and are drawn to her, again on either Castlevania or RE. Chris Redfield. Richter starting off with the Laser Blaster and increased melee moves. Occasionally the ground shakes due to his rippling muscles. Jill Valentine to be represented by the Black Zero Suit Samus ult, fighting in a Castlevania stage, representing her appearance in Resident Evil 5. The Giant Alligator from RE2. The giant King K. Rool fought on Omega Mario Bros. He's got a lot of HP and super armor, with not much space to move. Maybe the floor is sticky as well. I mainly picked this one because it's really easy spirit to make, and appropriately enough, it's fought in RE2. Hunter, super fast and strong Yoshis. The ground is poisoned, so watch out. Regenerator, an HP match with a few Ganondorfs that are constantly regenerating HP. Mr. X would be a big brown... Mr. X would be a large gray Donkey Kong, fought on Luigi's Mansion. He'll burst through all the environmental parts and attack you with increased punching moves. Wesker, as the final and most powerful spirit, he will be Captain Falcon, with all kinds of increased movement capabilities, and it's overall just a super challenging fight. And that concludes what I believe would be a great addition to the roster. Resident Evil remains Capcom's biggest franchise, and it's had such a long and lasting impact on gaming and has a strong prevalence on Nintendo. I think Resident Evil 4 is the most likely and the best addition to be put directly into Smash, but I could see the argument for any of the other characters. Maybe we'll do some of them, as there's quite a few. Though Chris himself could potentially have either Ada or Claire as Echo Fighters or alt costumes if we're doing it like that, as they have very similar gameplay to him in both of the games that they're present. I always liked Leon, and RE4 is such a good game. If you have not tried it, do it. It's perfect. It'll get you in that Halloween mood. Speaking of which, what's been going on with this video?
Oh my god. Finally. Finally I can get help. Oh, thank God. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, that was crazy. Oh man. Oh. I wonder what's in here. Well, I guess you can say this is an evil residence, you know what I'm saying?